Hello everyone, how are you all? Fine? Yes? So, very good evening. This is CS Aarti Panigrahi. Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Namaste, Namaskara. I'm your mentor for the business law and management, and I'm directly live from the heritage city, Mysuru. Yes. And we are coming to the end of this chapter, that is the contract law. Majority of the things, 80% we had covered already. There are many lectures are there. YouTube buddies, you can see, check the lectures, go through. We had done that line by line. Okay. And after this chapter, what we are going to conduct? Mega quiz. Okay. Around 15 to 20 questions I'm going to take up. Okay. And the rewards will be there for you. Even the online student, hello Shivaranjani, good evening. So you can join through online also, and you can drop your address. We'll dispatch your reward to your place. Okay. So very good evening. Let's start the next topic, contract of bailment and pledge. Okay. Contract of bailment and pledge. So what is bailment? What is bailment? Meaning of bailment is, a bailment is a transaction in which one person delivers goods to another person for a specific purpose. So this specific purpose is very important term here. Okay, guys. On the condition that the goods shall be returned. Okay. Now, in general buying and selling, what happened? Somebody is giving something to someone and somebody is paying the amount, and they are going their home. Okay. Right? So now, as it is, your S meet to my right. So it become rice. Okay. Yes. So the bailment is a transaction where for the purpose. We are talking here about the specific purpose, you have to remember, and on the condition. There will be one condition also. So first point is your specific purpose, second point is condition, and the good shall be returned or otherwise disposed. What is the meaning of disposed, guys? What is disposed? Disowning. Okay. Disposing. Disposals. Yeah, throwing out. Yes. When we dispose the things after utilization, we dispose the things, right? So that is called the disposed. So now somebody can use the thing, they can throw it or they can resell it. Okay. But when somebody will dispose the thing, now two terms are there, sale and dispose. Sale is the fresh sale where you will get a good value. But if you are disposing the thing, the value will be lesser than the actual value because it is already utilized. Okay. Yes. So someone is giving something to someone and then again they will take it to return. Otherwise, what will happen, guys? If A had given something to B, now B told to after a specific time, after B is not having a laptop. Take an example. B is not having a laptop and he wanted to take up his exams through that laptop. Now he had asked to A. A said, okay, B, you take my laptop, use it for your exam and then return me. That is first condition. That is called the bailment. So this is what? Bailer, and this person is what? Bailee. Okay. Yes, spelling is right. Okay. Now, guys, either B will return it or dispose it. Now, A will tell B, you use my laptop and then you sell it to someone. I am having another laptop. I am buying a new laptop. You either return me or what you can do, you can dispose it. Okay. So that is the otherwise dispose of according to the, but who will give the direction of disposal? The A, bailer will so add that to the directions of the person delivering them once the purpose is accomplished. Okay. So now he will say, you just dispose this laptop and give the amount to me and how much like time or expenses you had incurred on that disposal, you deduct that and the remaining amount you give to me. This is the concept of bailer and bailee. Okay, it is for some specific purpose. What was the purpose in our example? Exam, online exam. So CSEET was earlier online. Now there is no bailment in our CSEET exam. You have to sit on the center and you have to write your exam. There is no option of taking it online. Okay, guys. So are you getting this concept? Very simple concept. Bailer and bailee for specific purpose on some condition, and then it should be returned or disposed of as per the instruction of the person delivering them, means the bailer, and once the purpose is accomplished. Okay. This definition is provided under section 148 of the Indian Contract Act. The parties to a bailment are bailer and bailee. So the person who delivers the goods and the person who is receiving that goods, that is the bailee, and the person who is giving the goods, that is the bailer. In a contract of bailment, only possession of goods is transferred, not ownership. What is the difference in possession and ownership? Complete ownership. Possession. You are right, Nalin. Possession is what, Harshita? Possession is for some time you are taking it, utilizing it. But ownership is what? It is completely your own. Nobody can have a right on that. Yes, nobody can have a right on that. So ownership is that. So now in bailment, what is there? Possession or ownership? Possession. Yes. Very good. So there is possession. So in a contract of bailment, only possession of good is transferred. Ownership continues with the remain to the bailer. The delivery of goods may be actual delivery, means actual delivery, or constructive delivery. Okay. Now physical transfer of the possession. If somebody is giving you laptop in your hand or any kind of goods in your hand, they are giving you physically, delivering you. That is called the actual delivery. And what is constructive delivery, guys? Transfer through some act such as handing over the keys of the warehouse containing the goods. Now you are only giving what? Key. Whether it is a physical delivery of that goods? No. But goods are where? Goods are in the godown or goods are in the warehouse. Okay. So that is called the constructive. Constructive means what? It is not actual. We assume or we deemed it is actual. Actually delivering of goods is there or not? If somebody is giving you key of that warehouse, it means they are delivering goods to you, but it is not the physical delivery or actual delivery. So the word is what? The term is what? Constructive delivery. Is it clear? Yes. In this also, goods are given to someone. Okay, delivered to someone. So this was the concept of bailment, guys. Yes. Now next is what? Gracious bailment. What is the gracious? Gracious is out of the gratitude. Out of the gratitude. Nobody charges something for this. Okay. So a gracious bailment is one in which neither the bailer nor the bailee receives any remuneration. In this bailment, further we will see the bailment on reward, means if we are involving some money, any reward in this, that is the different thing. First we are seeing which kind of bailment. Bailment is gracious bailment. It is on the gratitude. Somebody is giving someone to, friends are there, they will say, okay, you utilize my laptop and you just give me back. That is a gracious. Okay. So now there is no remuneration, no money involved in the gracious bailment. Such a bailment may be for the exclusive benefit of the bailer or for the exclusive benefit of the bail. Means one people is only getting benefit, either bailer or bailee. Okay. Means other person had done this act out of gratitude without any remuneration, without any charges. Okay. So a gracious bailment terminates upon the death of the either bailer or bailee. If there is a gracious bailment and if somebody died, any bailer or bailee, so it will be terminated. That contract will be terminated. Section 162. Okay, now further under section 159, the lender may require the return of the goods at any time. Means, this is important. Section 159, the lender may require the return of the goods at any time, even if they were lent for the specific period. Now, A said to B, I am giving my laptop for 2 months. Okay, guys? And you can write your exam. Okay. So, what is the specified period here? 2 months. Now, lender, who is lender? Bailor. Bailor is the lender. A require the return of the goods anytime. Means before 2 months, he is asking the goods back. Now, even if they were lent for a specific period, means 2 months. However, if the pre-match, okay, then he can ask or not, because he is charging nothing. He is not taking any kind of money. He needs his laptop, he will take. I had given in friendship my laptop to you, but now I am having exam. I want my laptop back. Is it genuine or not? It is. Okay. But guys, here, what happened? The premature return means the specified period is 2 months. Whereas the premature return means before 2 months causes loss to the borrower exceeding the benefit derived from the loan. Now that B had paid 1200 rupees for his exams fees. This much is there, no? Your exam fees how much? 1200. 1500 increase, 1500 ho gaya. Chalo. So he had paid for exam. Now at the time of exam, before the exam, he took his laptop back. So how much he lost? 1500. He lost his exams also. Now instead of October, he's giving in February. Okay. You don't have any plan right like that, right? Yeah, very good. So now he wanted to take up this benefit, but he made the losses. So if the premature return causes loss to the borrower, Miss Bailey, exceeding the benefit derived from the loan, or the lender must compensate the borrower for such excess loss. Now we will tell, Are bhai, my exam is there tomorrow. You're taking this laptop now. So A will say, see, I need my laptop. How much loss you are facing due to this premature return? So he will say, okay, give me 1500. I'll write the exam in February because I am already not ready for that. If you will not study, you have to bear that kind of losses. Now there is no time for the October batch. If you are making any excuses to yourself, most of the time, you make excuses to whom? You guys are adult. तुम लोग क्या है, सबका एज तुम्हारा 18 से ऊपर है ना, तुम किसको बेवकूफ बनाओगे? पेरेंट्स को, हमें। तुम सबसे ज्यादा बेवकूफ बनाते हो खुद को, और तुम्हें फील भी नहीं होता है, बिकॉज यू आर बिजी इन पोस्टिंग ऑन इंस्टा, शोइंग ऑन व्हाट आजकल क्या चला है वो सेंडिंग है, क्या बोलते हैं वो इंस्टाग्राम पे? नो 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 नो, इंस्टेंट भेजते हो बुक्स खुली, ओह दैट पर्सन इज स्टडिंग, द पर्सन हु इज स्टडिंग उसको इंस्टेंट भेजने का टाइम मिल रहा है शो ऑफ का, because after that you will get, oh you are studying, oh this that, you will get a chat on that, right? So ठीक है, maybe some people are doing, that is a motivation. There is a concept of publicly challenge. There is a concept in MBA, publicly challenge. Take a public challenge, your show off what you are doing and make it. Nobody can point finger on you. Are you getting? Yes. So like that. But you, at this age, students are making themselves most of the time fool. And they feel they give excuse to teacher, they give excuse to mother, father. I had done because of this, because of that. Are to whom you are making fool? You are making fool yourself only. Don't do that. I used to say self-cheating is the worst cheating. Self-cheating is the worst cheating. Okay. So guys, here what happened? That fellow had made losses excess of the benefit. So he will take it from the A. So A bailor have to pay that losses. Are you getting this? Are you getting? Otherwise you will think in a case loss, if they will ask you, you will think why bailor it is the bailor stuff. Why he have to pay to the bailee? No. So as per the section 162, that is the death of the gracious, under section 159, if bailee is making any kind of loss because of your act, you have to pay the compensation, guys. The lender must compensate. Got it? Bailment for reward then. So gracious bailment for free, and in this anybody can ask anything in return without without completion of the specified period. Clear है? बहुत easy concept है यार, बहुत easy concept है. Bailment for reward. A bailment for reward is what? Now is one where both parties derive benefit from the transaction. There were no benefit. there were benefit for one party only, either for the bailer or for bailee. In gracious, who was benefited? One party was benefited, either bailer or bailee. And here both the parties will be benefited. Clear? Yes. Now, examples include hiring of a motor car. You are hiring a motor car. Somebody is having motor car. You are giving the rent or money, any kind of charges, and that person is giving you the motor car on hire. Okay. Delivery of goods to a carrier for transportation. Giving goods for repair against charges. You will give something to repair, and they will ask you money. That is the both parties is benefited in that. Both parties are benefited in that. In such cases, the bailer receives the benefit of the service while the bailee receives remuneration. Clear? Yes. Next, duties of bailee. The bailee is under a legal obligation. Who is bailee? B is bailee. The one who is receiving the goods, he is or she is bailee. Okay. So the bailee is under a legal obligation to take proper care of the goods. A had given the laptop to B. Now how B should utilize that laptop? उठा के पटक दो उसको, क्या करना है? नहीं, with हाँ, it should be soft-hearted, soft-handed. तो तेरे चलेगा ही नहीं लैपटॉप, टच स्क्रीन नहीं है, देन तब क्या सॉफ्ट हैंडेड बोल रहा है? Genuinely take care, है ना? Right? अब it is not like bailee will hold it and go everywhere. Wherever bailee is going, he will have the laptop and he will go here and there. It is not like that. Okay. So that is the proper care, guys. Okay. So proper care of the goods entrusted to him, given to him, and perform certain duties during the period of bailment. So what are the duties of bailee, guys? Duty to take reasonable care. Section 151 to 152, the bailee must take the same care of the good as prudent person would take of his own goods of similar nature, value and quality. Guys, you have to take care of that goods of bailer. How you are taking care of your own goods? Simple. Your own goods, so you will take care, no? You will not destroy it. You will not be negligent towards that good. So like that, you have to take care. So take a reasonable care. Second, if such reasonable care is exercised, the bailee is not liable for loss, destruction or deterioration of the goods. Now what will happen, guys? Something. Bailee is taken a reasonable care, but still something happened to that goods. Now bailee is not responsible. Say suppose this is happened. He had put the laptop in charge and the storm and that lightning happened and something happened to that laptop. Bailee had taken care, but something happened. Whether he is liable? He is not liable. He is not liable. Okay. Now, duty not to make unauthorized use. Section 153 to 154. The bailee must use the goods only for the purpose for which they were delivered. Any unauthorized use entitles the bailer to terminate the bailment and claim damages. Now, bailee had taken for his own exam. Now, he is giving unauthorized. Daily, he is giving laptop to other person. Other person are utilizing, doing something like mess in that laptop. So, it is called unauthorized use. If you have taken for your exam, you just use and return it. Okay. So, in that case, who is liable? Bailee is liable. So only for the purpose for which they were. What are the duties of the bailee? Bailee should not given the unauthorized use. Okay. And bailee should not even do unauthorized use of that laptop. If say suppose some secret files are there, he is accessing that file and all. That is not allowed. Duty to keep goods separate. Now say suppose somebody had given goods to someone. Bailer had given goods to bailee. Now bailee is also having some goods, his own. Okay. Now duty to keep goods separate. Section 155 to 157. The bailee must keep the bailer's goods separate from his own goods. If goods are mixed by the negligence, he had mixed the goods without the bailer consent. If he will ask the bailer that can I keep these goods with my goods? If bailer has said it's okay. If without bailer's consent, he had mixed the goods with his own goods, then two situations will arise. Where separation is possible, the bailee must bear the cost of separation. Now what will happen? They have to separate the goods. they will call the laborers, they will call the any transportation and all. And so who will bear the losses? Say suppose it is mixed. So Bailey had mixed without the consent, and then what will happen? Separation is possible. So now the person who are separating that goods, they will ask some charges or not. So who will bear that charges? Bailor or Bailey? Bailey have to bear that charges. So where separation is possible, the Bailey must bear the cost of separation and compensate for any kind of damages. Where separation is impossible, guys, separation is impossible, the Bailey must compensate the bailor for the losses. Now they are not able to separate the goods. Now who will bear the losses? Bailor will bear the losses. Who will compensate? Bailey have to compensate. Clear? Duty not to deny bailor's title. Title is what? The ownership. Ownership of the bailor. Now Bailey cannot set up an adverse, means harmful. So Bailey cannot set up an adverse title against the bailor or claim ownership over the goods entrusted to him. A had given his laptop to B. Now B is telling this laptop belongs to me. He should not do like that. Okay. So duty not to deny bailor's title. Title is what? Ownership of that goods. Okay. So the Bailey cannot set up an harmful title against the bailor or claim ownership over the goods entrusted to him. Is it clear, guys? Yes. Duty to return goods. Now Bailey must return the goods without demand upon. The Bailey must return the goods without demand. If there is demand, he have to give in the gracious. If we are talking in the reward means remuneration is there. Both parties benefited. Both parties are benefited. Now the Bailey must return the goods without demand upon expiry of the agreed period. A had said, I am giving you for 6 months. So after 6 months, Bailey have to give it back to, without demand only, he have to give back to A. Okay. Okay. And accomplishment of the purpose of the bailment. Okay, guys. So expiry of agreed period, then accomplishment of the purpose of the bailment. Like the purpose is done. So before the specified period, also Bailey can return the goods. Okay, why? That person will take the pain to keep somebody's good. Okay. Then failure to do so makes him liable for any subsequent loss. If Bailey is not doing this, then Bailey will face the loss or deterioration, even if it is occurs without negligence. If Bailey is not doing this thing, if he is not returning the goods in these 2 points, who will liable for the loss, guys? Bailey is liable for the loss, where the goods will destroy and goods will lose the value or quality. Goods will lose the value and quality. Okay. If it is occurs without negligence also, Bailey had not done any kind of negligence, but something happened, then Bailey will be liable because it is involving what, guys? Grace. It is the reward, bailment on reward. Okay. Duty to return accretion. What is accretion, guys? In the absence of the contract of the contrary, there is no, like, there is a just general contract, and the Bailey must return not only the goods but also any increase or profit arising from them. Now what happened? Say suppose A had given his tractor to B. Okay. Now B wanted to use that tractor in his own field. But what happened? In the village, other 4-5 members, they came to him and they said, can you give this tractor to us? We will pay you. Okay. Now tractor was idle. He had given that. Now he got some 10,000 rupees on that per person. So that is called what? Accretion. A had given his tractor for the B only on the remuneration. So now B was entitled to give only 2,000 rupees to A. For 2,000 rupees he had given for 1 week, say suppose. Now in this 1 week, other 4 members asked the tractor and they had utilized, they had paid 10,000 rupees. So Bailey had made some accretion or not? So accretion is the gradually growth of something, gradually increase the any kind of benefit. So now B had got this 10,000. So B will keep that or he will return to Baylor. Bolo. In the absence of a contract to the contrary, there is nothing written. Baylor had not said that I will take anything. The Bailey must return not only the goods but also any increase or profit arising from them. This is the law. What is actually? Huh? This is the law. This is the law. If somebody will not return, and later on Baylor got to know that he had received this much of accretion on my good, Baylor is having all right to ask from the Bailey, and Bailey have to give that amount. If Bailey was success to hide that, it's okay. But later on, if Baylor will get to know about this, again Hemant is thinking something. Yes. Quant Edge. Good evening. Quant Edge. First time you are joining our class. From which place you are joining? Quant Edge. So guys, example, any increase or profit arising from them. Example, if a cow entrusted to a Bailey gives birth of, such a beautiful example here. If a cow entrusted to a Bailey gives birth to a calf, both the cow and calf must be returned to the baler. Otherwise, Bailey will say, calf I will keep, you take the cow. How if again? You have all intention to hide the things, Hemar. Get out from my class. Calf will shout. How calf sounds? बोलो. Cow and calf को भी separate कर दे रहा है ये लड़का. Tell, what was your question? If not possible. That's a good question. How some days, some month you have to keep. That also he will manage with something else. Bailey's particular lien, section 170. Okay. So any accretion will happen as I had given you this. You take example of tractor only. You be there only. Okay. Cow and calf को भी separate कर दे रहा है ये लड़का. Okay. So Bailey's particular lien, section 170. A particular lien is the right of the Bailey to retain goods until the charges retaining to those specific goods are paid. Say suppose somebody is keeping, say suppose tractor. Bailey is keeping the tractor. Now he have to make a shed. Okay. Now something he had spent on that. Or say suppose cow he had given. Now he is feeding to the cow. Then calf also. Then any doctor's expenses. So these expenses Bailey having right to take it from the baler. Okay. So Bailey's particular lien. Lien is something you can retain till the time you will not get your charges. So particular lien is the right of the Bailey to retain goods until the charges relating to those specific goods are paid. This right arises when goods are billed for a particular purpose. The Bailey has applied skills or labor. Please remember this. You can ask this point. Okay. Bailey has applied skill or labor to the goods and such labor has added value to the goods. Let's see this. A gives cloth to B. B is the Bailey, A is the baler. B is the tailor. For stitching a suit, B may retain the suit until his stitching charges are paid. Okay? A and B. So B is a tailor. He had stitched the good. He had added some value in that cloth or not? Added the value to the cloth. So the right of lien exists only when labor and skill have been used to improve the goods. So goods was the cloth. Who had utilized? Bailey had utilized the skill or labor to the goods. and such labor has added value to the goods. In our example of a cloth, a tailor, A is giving that cloth to B. B is a Bailey. Now tailor is making the dress out of it, adding some value and utilizing skill and labor. So Bailey have all right to take that charges. Okay. So till that time, Bailey will keep that stuff with him. So that is called the lien. Is it clear, guys? Lien 170, section 170. So that is called particular lien, or now you have to understand particular lien or general lien. Okay. Particular lien is for the specific purpose. So particular lien is a right to retain only those goods on which labor, skills or expenses have been incurred. You have to remember this: labor, skill and expenses incurred. A Bailey's lien is generally a particular lien. If Bailey is keeping, like if a Bailey is utilizing labor and skill, that kind of lien are called the particular lien. Is it clear? So this you have to remember, where labor, skill utilized, that is the particular lien. Okay. Now what is the general lien, guys? General lien is the right to retain any property belonging to another person. Okay, any property belonging to another person. You are retaining somebody's property for a general balance of accounts due. You are having some money due to that person, and that person had not repaid that money. So you are keeping that person's property. Okay. So that is called the general lien. Under section 171, the right of general lien is available to the bankers who had given the loan and they used to take the property, any kind of collateral. Okay. So bankers, factors, do you know factors? These are the agencies, even banks. Now you are doing a business. A is doing a business. Now A are having many creditors. Anybody knows factors? Very good. So A is doing a business and A is having many creditors. Okay, guys. Now A is having creditors, but A is not continuously able to pay the creditors because A is receiving his money little late. So how he will manage the business? Now he will choose some factors, any agency who will pay on behalf of A. So factor will pay to these creditors. Why factor will pay? Factor तुम्हारा चाचा है? नहीं है ना? So what factors will charge? This is their work. They will charge some commission. Are you getting? They will charge some commission. Say suppose they have to give 100 rupees, they will cut 10 rupees and they will give how much? 90 rupees. I was supposed to say 90 lakhs, 10 lakhs. But अब तुम्हारी औकात के हिसाब से मैं भी वैसे ही ला रही हूँ एग्जाम्पल. ये समझ ये अच्छा था. ये भी ज्यादा हो गया क्या? अच्छा, ये भी ज्यादा हो गया. वेरी गुड. अरे वाह, व्हाट अ कंट्रोल ऑन योर इमोशन. कल तो ये इमोशनली डैमेज हो गए. They are telling that, ma'am, we are taking personally. You are telling us like that. Subramanyam is at the right place. ये भी ज्यादा है मैडम. हाँ, सही बोला. इसलिए तो ऐसे अभी सीधे इफ आई से डायरेक्टली तुम्हारे औकात तो तुमको बुरा लग जाएगा, इमोशनल डैमेज हो जाएगा. बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड that should be your motivation to clear your CS. Yes. Okay, guys. So if they have to pay 100, they will cut this 10 rupees and they will pay this 90. Okay. Factor. Then war fingers. Who are the war fingers? क्या करते हैं? हाँ? Advocates. Very good. They maintain the ships. So these are the owner or any kind of person who are managing the ship and all, which is coming through sea. Okay. So that is called the war fingers. Attorney. War fingers, got it? On the ship, if some goods are coming and going, no? So they used to handle that. Okay. Yes. And then attorneys of high courts. Attorneys are the lawyer who are having license to practice in the High Court. They are called the attorneys of the High Courts, and policy broker who are giving you policies. Okay, so these people can go for the general lien if they are providing you some services or benefit and you are not repaying the cost. They can take your property under lien. Okay, unless there is a contract to contrary. If there is mention there, no, if somebody will not repay, then also they will not take. That is called a contrary. So generally what is there, if somebody is not repaying the benefit they had taken, it means they have to give their property or goods as a lien. But if in a contract it is written, if they will not repay, then also there is no need to lien, then there will be no lien. So unless there is a contract to the contrary. What is the general rule? If there is any opposite rule mentioned in your contract, then it can be. Otherwise, general lien, what they will do, the right to retain any property belonging to the another person when the general balance of accounts due. Is it clear, guys? Particular, when we will say that particular, when the labor and skills are involved, that is called the particular lien and general lien. Okay, thus while a particular lien relates to the charges on specific goods, a general lien extend to any property in the possession of the person exercising the lien for recovery of the general balance due. That is for the recovery of the benefit they had given. Okay, now duties of bailor. The bailor also have certain obligation. Bailey though is taking money and they have to take care the goods, they have not to do the unauthorized use and all. Okay, now they have to, after the expiry of the period, the bailey have to return the goods. Okay, now duties of the bailor. Bailor is also having some duties. The bailor also have certain obligation towards the bailey. These duties ensure that the bailey does not suffer. These duties ensure that the bailey does not suffer any loss due to defect in the goods or the bailor's conduct. Okay, yes, due to what goods he had given to bailey, because of that bailor had given some goods, because of that goods bailey is suffering the losses, or because of the bailor's activity or any conduct bailey is suffering the losses. So that is the duties of bailor. Yes, the bailor's liability. Duty means liability, obligation. So that we are going to see further. Okay, so duties to disclose fault in the goods. Now say suppose the A's laptop is, when you are putting in the chart, it is giving you shock. So bailor have to tell it to bailey or not? A have to tell it to B or not? So any defects in the goods, they have to intimate to bailey or not? Yes. So duty to disclose faults in goods. Like if the horse, somebody had given a horse to someone, so वो जैसे किसी के पास जाता है, the horse is kicking back. Okay, so now that the bailor have to tell to others. Okay, that is also, that example is also there. बेलर जिंदा नहीं होगा, अब उसको क्यों मार रहे हो बेचारा? नहीं, बेलर को आदत है किक खाने की. So duty to disclose faults in goods. In villages you see the cows on the daily basis, they used to hit and all, but the owner knows how to handle. After so much of time also, cows behave in that manner. Are you getting? Yes. So duty disclose faults in goods, section 150. So after completion of your CSEET, I'll take you to the villages. Yeah, I know. That's why you are responding in that way. Yes. The one who are not knowing what he was not, he is ready to separate the cow and calf also. That's why he's giving that suggestion. So we'll take you to the village. Okay. Yes. Have some fun there. Okay. Yes. Let me complete this topic at least. The bailment. Yeah. What happened? So the duty to disclose faults in goods, guys. Section 150. The bailor must disclose. Hello. The bailor must disclose all known defects in the. तुम लोग पता है कैसे पढ़ाई करते हो? ऐसे पंचायत जैसे बैठ जाते हो, अपने अपने सजेशंस चालू हो जाते हैं और इतना क्रिएटिविटी क्वेश्चंस पूछते हो. पंचायत, पंचायत Huh? In Kannada, what we say? Huh? Panchayat. Panchayati only, no? Huh. Yes. So you are enjoying like that panchayat. Huh? In my lecture, it is happening or other lectures also? Only my lecture. Now, panchayat is going more. I have to restrict that or what? Okay. Back to the topic, guys. The bailer must disclose all known defects, guys. Known defects in the goods build which may materially interfere with their use and expose the bailee to extraordinary risk. Okay. Now, bailer is knowing that defect. Bailer is knowing that defect. That's why known defect in the goods build, which may materially, means importantly, majorly interfered with their use. Means some problem is there in that good which is not allowing that person to take that benefit. Majorly, it is not allowing that person to take the benefit and exposing in the extraordinary risk also. Unnecessary. Okay. Now, if the bailer fails to disclose such defects, he is liable for any damage directly resulting from them. If bailee got some losses and damages, who is liable? Bailee is liable. Okay. Example: A delivers explosives to B, a carrier, without informing him of their dangerous nature. The goods explode and causes damage. A is liable for the resulting loss. Explosive you are sending to someone without any instruction, the other person will like explosive, you see ना that balls, like that ball उठा bomb उठा फेंक दिया किसी पे, he explosive फट गया. So that kind of explosive somebody is sending to someone, they should tell the instruction that it is dangerous, handle it in this way, particular way. So they had not told, so it explodes and causes damage. Who is liable? Bailer is liable. Liability in bailment for reward. In a bailment for reward, the bailer is liable even for defects, which is, this is more interesting, guys. Star mark. The question they will not ask you directly. They will ask you this kind of question like, in a bailment for reward is what? Where remuneration and both parties are benefited and money is involved. This is not the gracious bailment. Okay. So now, if the bailment for reward, the bailer is liable even for defects which he was not aware. He was not aware that these defects are there in my goods. Then also he is liable for that. Yes. So at the time of bailment. Now, A hires a carriage from B. The carriage contains a hidden defect unknown to B, causing injury to A. B is liable for the injury suffered by A. Okay? Yes? Clear? So this point you please remember. If he is having a known defect, he have to intimate. If he is not even aware, if bailer is not aware about the defect, then also if anything happened to bailee, who is liable? Bailer is liable. Okay. Now, duty to bear extraordinary expenses, section 158. The bailer must reimburse the bailee for extraordinary expenses incurred in preserving or maintaining the goods. Let's take this example. Now, for example, A had given his horse to B. A had given the horse to B. For example, ordinary feeding expenses of a horse lent for a journey are borne by the bailee. Now, B is going on the journey and he had taken whose horse? A's horse. Now, if he is going on the journey, he have to feed that. So, for that he will ask, no. That's why that is ordinary feeding. Expenses of horse lent for a journey are borne by the bailee. However, if the horse falls ill and medical expenses are incurred, such extraordinary expenses must be borne by the bailer. Is it clear? That extra expenses, because on the journey horse falls ill and the medical expenses borne by the bailee, which will be recovered by the bailer. Okay. Duty to indemnify for defective title, section 164. The bailer must compensate the bailee for any loss arising from the fact that the bailer had no valid title to the goods billed. Try to interpret it. Are you able to interpret? bolo. If the bailer is not the real owner, huh? Yes. If any other owner, hmm? The last part, what you had said. If he is not the real owner, then he willed without the real ownership. Then hmm. Okay. Anything else? If the builder builds some goods to the daily, but it's not his own, but true owner when analyzed and he do these goods back, the builder must compensate the daily. It's a beautiful answer. Okay. So the bailer must compensate the bailee for any loss arising from the fact that the bailer had no valid title to the goods bailed. What will happen here? A had given without the ownership to B. Vinyasini, you were 75% right. Shashi is 100% right. So, bailer had given this goods to B. Now, other C is coming. He is telling, "Arey, this is my goods. This is not A's. A's stuff, it is my stuff." And before the purpose, he took that. Now, who is bearing losses? C is bearing, B is bearing the losses, Bailey is bearing the losses because the true owner, because we are talking about the ownership. Valid title is what? Your ownership. Ownership. And the real owner will come, and if they are taking it back, then who will compensate? Bailer will compensate, who is not the original owner of that. Okay. Yes. So duty to indemnify for defective title. Title, remember, it is the ownership. If any other person will claim the ownership, the person who said that I am having this ownership, he have to bear the losses. Okay. Now the last topic is termination of bailment. A bailment comes to an end in the following circumstances, guys. Unauthorized use of goods, section 153. If the bailee uses the goods in a manner inconsistent with the term of the bailment. Bailer had said, you please utilize this goods in this manner, but bailee is not utilizing in that manner and he is very negligent towards that goods, then bailer can terminate the contract. So if the bailee uses the goods in a manner inconsistent with the terms, so inconsistent means what? Not at the same platform. It is going opposite to that what the terms of the bailment, he was going opposite. So the bailer may terminate the bailment. Then expiry of time and accomplishment of the purpose. When purpose will be over, bailee will return the goods. Okay. So a bailment terminates. Bailment contract can be terminated, means comes to the end when the specified period of, say, suppose 6 months are there, 6 months expires, or the purpose for which the goods were bailed is accomplished. If before 6 months, 4 months, it is accomplished, the bailment will be terminated. The bailee must then return the goods to the bailer. Okay. Destruction of the subject matter, guys. If the goods are destroyed or become incapable of being used for the purpose of bailment due to change in their nature, the bailment comes to the end. Now the goods is incapable of being used, then that is the subject matter. No, in bailment, what is the subject matter? That goods or stuff or anything. When that goods are destroyed, who can take the benefit? Nobody can take. So destruction of the subject matter. The goods are destroyed or become incapable of being used, then the bailment will be terminated. Termination of gracious bailment. How you can terminate the gracious bailment? A gracious bailment may be terminated by the bailer at any time, even before the agreed periods expires. So gracious, we had seen, when there is no benefit, no remuneration. Benefit is there, but no remuneration is there. At any point of time, bailer can ask their goods in the return. So gracious bailment will be terminated by the bailer at any time, even before the agreed periods expire. However, if such premature, so before the agreed period, if you are taking back your goods, it is called the premature termination or premature return. So such premature termination causes loss to the bailee. Now, before 6 months, you had taken back your goods and bailee is having the losses. Okay, now bailee is suffering the losses. However, if such premature termination causes loss to the bailee exceeding the benefit, he is suffering more losses than the benefit derived by him. Who will compensate? Bailer will compensate that. That we had seen in our laptop example, gracious bailment. Okay. Now, death of the bailer or bailee, guys, section 162. A gracious bailment terminates upon the death of either the bailer or the bailee. In gracious bailment, if anybody will die, the bailment contract will be terminated. Okay. Okay. So this is the last topic of this bailment contract, and some more. Another one class is required to finish our contract law. Okay. Fine. Thank you so much for the patience listening, guys. Thank you so much. Take care.